Welcome to today's episode. We want to welcome Laz. Woo!
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
Okay, we'll have that one more time.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you guys for having me. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
And today is gonna be about life is about perspective.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
That's somebody's motto.
It's actually my favorite quote, so we gotta say that for sure.
So, Laz, why are you here?
I'm here because I love you guys, and because I think I'm actually here because I think I was telling Cesar the other day when we were planning this out. I think it's very important for the people that are out there to whenever they're struggling in life and whenever they're going through hard times, it's really, really important for them to find that person and find that channel, find that podcast, find any sources that can help them to get out of an uncomfortable situation or a sad situation. You gotta find your own resources for you to be able to get better in life. And I wanna do this video and I wanna do this podcast and I wanna do it with you guys because I think that we can provide a lot of value for the people that watch us. And I think that we can actually provide a lot of value for the younger version of ourselves and the people that want to learn something and the people that want to be better in life and kind of see life from a different perspective and growth and improve. That's what we're doing it. That's why I'm doing it.
Okay, so thank you for today's episode.
Of course. Hey, it's going to be awesome. We're going to do a lot of things. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's exactly why we wanted exactly you here. Because I think from everybody, and sorry to everybody else, but
don't be sorry.
Everybody we met you caught us immediately.
Yeah, I think it was a mutual feeling. I loved you guys' energy a lot. It's really hard to find people that vibrate to the same energy as you, and it's really hard to find people that help you grow. And it's hard to find people that you can have these kind of conversations and kind of agree on a lot of different topics. And since we met, that was the vibe that I have. And again, first advice for everybody that is watching, find people like this. Find people that help you improve and find people that help you vibrate to a higher level and find people that help you to improve your skills and become the best version of yourself for sure.
How old are you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Ooh,
22 years old. Just turned 22 years old.
And when did this mindset of yours start?
That's a good question. Being Cuban and coming from where I come from, I've been through a lot of hard times in my life. This started when I went through a really hard season in my life where I kind of was by myself. I kind of didn't have one of the persons that I most love and that was actually backing me up in life passed away, and I stayed by myself. So I woke up and it was all on me. Like I was like, obviously I have my family and I have the people that love me and I have my mom, my dad and stuff like that. But that necessarily when these people family-wise come from a different cultures, they don't have the same perspective and they don't know how to apply in the world that we live on today. So I cannot go and ask advice to my dad about something specific because he gives it with love. Don't get me wrong. He gives it with absolutely love, but it might not be the best advice for me,
Exactly.
So it started when I was by myself in life and I kind of had to fight through struggle and I kind of had to put myself out there to just kind of deal with life on my own. So the hardest times create the best version of yourself. So that's kind of when my mindset started probably a few years ago. It's been awesome since then.
But now we're in the States.
Yeah.
So when did you actually go from Cuba? Because you got born in Cuba, right?
I was born in Cuba, yes.
And where did your travel go from there?
Yeah, so I was born in Cuba. I went with my family to Spain for a little bit. Islas Canarias, para que conoce. And I went there for a year also. And then after that, I was still a kid. I was in schools. And then I moved here. And I got here when I was in last year of high school, 2 years. Yeah, last year of high school. Wow. And then that was when I was 17. So I'm 22 now. It was 7 years ago. So that's pretty much when everything started.
How much English did you speak?
I didn't know anything at all. I didn't even know the colors. Honestly, not even. I went through a lot of struggle in school because of it. Like I couldn't speak. I wasn't able to communicate. I was bullying in school. There's people that see me in the street nowadays. All of you guys know who I'm talking. You guys know what I'm saying. You guys know who you guys are. I've seen people in school. I've seen people in the streets today that they went to high school with me. And they look at me and they be like, yo, you know English now. You can actually speak. Because I didn't know no English. I used to be that guy in school that couldn't speak. So it was a lot for me. Like I put myself in that position. Well, life put me in that position and I had to do the best I could with what I had. So since I got to the United States, I was struggling, but I didn't know I was struggling. So I just kind of didn't give myself an option. So I had to do it. It was pretty tough.
Yeah.
But now we're here with you guys, speaking English, fluent.
Yeah, because
fluent. Cuban accent, but we're fluent.
No, but I don't even hear any accent. Like your English is amazing.
Thank you.
The way you speak is actually one of the biggest reasons why we wanted to have you here.
Yeah.
Because I think, and that's also one thing that I want you to answer, because now I am allowed to make questions for you. And you are the freaking master of questions.
I've been wanting to ask now, but I guess I'm the one being interviewed today, so I can't ask any questions.
So, but this question mindset of yours, is that something that you always had, or is it something that you built up?
Yeah. So first thing I want to say about this is very important for the people that are watching me, even you're a female, you're a man. You gotta get really good at communicating. You gotta get really good at expressing your feelings. You gotta get really good at getting to know people. You gotta get really good at expressing yourself at all times and kind of learn to understand and learn to communicate with the people that are around you, even if you don't know them. So you gotta get extremely great at communicating. So the question thing. I've always been very curious. I've always been curious. I like to get to know people.
You are my brother.
Yes, sir. You know it. I like to get to know people. I like to get to understand people. And I feel like the best way that you can get to know somebody is asking them the right questions. You can see the way that somebody acts, but really understanding the way that person speaks about themselves, about others, about their experiences, that's the best way for you to get to really get to know somebody. So the question thing, I wasn't born with it. I was an introvert most of the time. By the way, I don't believe on the term for the people that I don't believe on being introvert. I believe that everybody's an introvert. I believe that we all have that insecurity and we all have that part of our sides that, we don't really want to get to express ourselves, or we don't really want to get to talk to people. We don't really want to feel uncomfortable. But once you get really good at it and you start developing the skill of communicating, asking right questions, getting to know other people, you get used to it more and you kind of start being an extrovert. So for the longest of my times, I was an introvert until I realized that it wasn't gonna get me nowhere. I had to get myself out of that mindset and put myself on the mindset of like, okay, I have to get to know the people around me. And the reason why I'm here, by the way, is because I ask a lot of questions that we met each other.
It is. Just listen to this, people. Like anybody watching, I think like this one, that could be like a presidential speech. Like this is what people need to hear. Yeah. For real. Wow.
Yeah. And I feel like it's very important because, if you really think about it, all of us are humans. We all are people. We all have a different story. We all have a different background. We come from different places. You come from a place. Cesar comes from a place. I'm come from a different place. But getting to what I was telling Cesar that day that we met, me getting to know you and where you come from and your story, it allows me to learn from you, your mindset, because you're a whole different human being that I am, and it allows me to implement it in another conversation with another human. So I also like to ask questions to learn from different people so I could implement that knowledge that I got from that conversation with somebody else. And learn. It's all about learning. It's all about educating yourself with the conversations that you have with other people. So that's, I kind of got off the question, but that's when my communication thing started. I had to realize that, shit, I need to learn things. How do I learn things? Well, I have to ask people questions about what they like, what they love, what they're passionate about. And that way I'm going to be able to learn about the people.
Yeah. I think it's also like it has something to do with what we talked about earlier, also before the podcast, with business. Yeah. And to actually do it the lazy way. Yeah. And by getting to know people, you will get to know like a whole person, a whole life of new experiences. Yes. That you don't necessarily need to experience yourself.
100%. Relationships are the new currency.
Woof.
That for sure. So,
write it down, people. So, write it down.
Yeah, it's guys. It doesn't matter what you have. It matters who you know. Like if you truly listen to what I'm saying carefully, because knowing and getting to know the right people, knowing the right people, and having the right network will take you really far in life.
Absolutely.
Because we as people, we create opportunities, we give others opportunity, we help people out, we make business together, we make money together, we have great conversations together, we have fun together, we take vacations together, we do everything with each other. So you better get really great at it, dealing with people.
Wow.
Yeah, I was telling you it was gonna be a good one.
Ooh,
we just started. I
believe in you.
Wow. And what's your vision? Because I know, or actually first I want to know a little bit more about your story, because you went slightly into some details.
Yeah.
But I want to know, like, who were you? Like, who were you in Cuba? Who was Les?
So it's actually pretty funny you asked me this question, because I want to say this. I was going for a walk yesterday, and I asked myself, why do you do all the things that you do? Why? What am I doing this? Why am I speaking the way I'm speaking? Why do I want to get the knowledge that I'm getting? And to be completely honest, it's because I want to become the person that the younger version of myself wanted to be. Like, I do it all for the younger version of myself. Think about it when you were a kid. Think about it when you were 5 years old, that you wanted to be here doing this. Well, I do it for the 5-year-old version of myself, because I remember how bad I wanted to be grown and be who I am. Wow. So I do it so that 5-year-old version of myself looks at me and tells me inside of my body, I'm proud of you.
Wow, because that boy is still there.
That boy is still there.
Always
I get emotional and everything. But that voice is in all of us. That voice is in all of us. You know, we all have that little kid inside that, 100%. You know, remembers and kind of knows and is aware of all the things that we wanted as a child. So my story, sorry, because I kind of got off track again.
That's exactly what.
But I was born in Cuba. For the people that don't know, communist country, possibilities are really bad. The struggle, it's really hard. Everything, like the name of the podcast, life is about perspective. It's really hard to have a positive perspective in Cuba. Yeah. I had an awesome mom, awesome father, awesome family, awesome 10 out of 10 and everything. My whole life, my whole relationships, my family, it's really awesome. I went through a lot of a struggle in Cuba because I didn't have the possibilities that I have today, but I'm thankful for it, because being where I am today wouldn't mean shit. Can I curse?
Of course, you're allowed to do whatever you want.
Being what I am today wouldn't mean shit if I wasn't what I was when I was a child in Cuba, not being able to have a car, food, ice cream, AC, things, the most simple things. I didn't have the things that everybody needs to just have a normal life. Like, you know, like soap for you to drink when you're sick, those kind of things. So I lived in Cuba 17 years. It taught me my morals and my values as a man, and it taught me my morals and my values in having a relationship with either female or a man, or having a friend's relationship. That's where I got my morals from. In Cuba, you have to be a good friend. You have to be a good kid, boy, man. Otherwise, you don't survive in the country. You have to be a good person in order for you to make it realistically. That's what I got my morals. Then I went I got out the country when I was 17 and I lived in Spain. It taught me a lot about different cultures. I've always been obsessed with diversity of cultures. Is actually the surprise. Like, I love it. That's why I asked you so many questions that day, because I really wanted to get into that. Where are you from? Things that you guys do in your country and all those kind of things, which I'm not gonna ask now because I guess it's not my time to ask. But I went there. I met a lot of different people. It was absolutely awesome. It kind of got me to a perspective that still as a kid, I could see the difference from my country, you know, always missing home. I still nowadays today I was thinking about home because it's always that I'm always going to miss. My mom is still there, family is there, and home is the people, not really the place. It's more the people than the place. So after that, I moved to US. Like I said, didn't know English, went to high school, worked for a little bit, and then I started in the sales industry. I started doing sales, door-to-door specifically.
Surprise.
Surprise.
Guessed.
So I was working in a company where I would go door-to-door selling a product. And then I didn't know English by then either. So there was another thing. I put myself through a hard position, which all this happened because life didn't give me an option. So in Cuba, you gotta do what you gotta do because you have no options. You only have the option of surviving. Well, that was the same way I took it. I didn't have an option other than doing the job that I was doing because I had to do it and I had to feed myself. So that's the reason why I was doing what I was doing. So I learned a lot about people's behaviors. I learned a lot about communication with people. I learned a lot about body language. I learned about the nature of being a human. Like, I learned how to be observative. Like, if I'm talking to you and you go like this and I saw you, I see you. Like, I learn a lot about people. And it was a really hard time for me because I didn't know the language. I was doing something that I didn't necessarily was great at until I got really good at it. And it's nowadays I still feed myself and my family, and I make a great business out of doing door-to-door, selling a product, and pretty much selling sales. I do sales, so I love it. And my story, there's a lot of ups and downs in my story, but I don't really, I mean, my story definitely matters, but it's more about what I have learned on my story that can help others that are watching me. And coming from where I come from, living where I lived, I've learned a lot. I learned a lot, and it's definitely important for everybody that is watching there that pay attention to everybody that is around you. Be extremely grateful for being born in this country if you are, having the things that you have, because gratitude is the key of happiness. If you're grateful, you can't be sad.
Exactly.
That doesn't work like that.
It's so cool. Like, you basically put out all the points that we want to mention in our podcast, and that we really like. That's our whole conversations is basically about these things. So it's
where have I been all this time?
But also the thing with door-to-door sales, I think, because I also did that, and I think like so many people that really go far in business, you almost need to start out there.
Yes, 100%. It's actually, guys, if you guys are struggling, or if you guys are introverts, if you guys are scared to talk to people, if you guys are struggle, go knock some doors. Go really go knock some doors. Go knock some doors, deal with people, just have normal conversations. People might look at me and be like, you're crazy. I'm never gonna be able to do that. That's why you're never gonna be successful, because you don't put yourself in those positions. You gotta put yourself in an uncomfortable position in order to grow.
What's your thought, like, when you're going out, for how many hours do you do door-to-door sales?
6 hours
every day.
Depends on the day, because I do a lot of more. I do other things as well, but usually I always go out from 4 to 6 hours a day. Wow. Every day.
What do you like? What's in your mind when you're starting out your day?
Let's have fun with it.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Life is about perspective. Like, you could see us like, shit, it sucks to do this, because I could think about like I don't really want to do this. Like, what? I don't want to go people doors. But and again, it tells you a lot about people. Every door is a story. There's somebody behind. There's somebody living behind that door.
Yeah.
There's somebody living behind that door. When you knock on that door and they open up, and they be like, "Hey, yeah, come in." They're letting you inside their house.
Yeah.
You're observe, and that's when you get to know people.
Exactly.
Hey, where are you from?
Love that.
What do you do? What do you think is the difference between here and where the country you're from, or what things that you have learned? What would you tell to your 22-year-old? Like, I have learned a lot of the things I know today for my clients, because they teach me things.
Exactly.
Like, it's very important. So the things that I have on my mind when I'm knocking is, let's have fun with it, and let me see how many people I can get to help, and how many people can I get to deeply, truly know today.
Wow.
And it teaches you about people's behaviors. Teach you about people's behaviors and people's perspective, and realistically, it teaches you about people's life, and how much struggle, how much happiness, how much sadness, how much family union, how much things people deal on a daily basis.
Wow. I think when I did that also, I could imagine your vision about that, but my vision also when I started was because you're doing this on daytime, right?
Yeah.
So the people that you actually meet is people that maybe not have a job, or is not meeting that many people. So my goal was always like, how can I lighten up their day? Because maybe I'm the only conversation they will have this week.
Wow.
And
that's a great perspective to look at it. Can I ask a question?
You have one.
So do you realize that whenever you were going to people's doors, what was kind of obviously you were like, that might be the only conversation they have had this week. Do you try to give the best out of you?
100%. Absolutely. I can tell like one small story from that.
Yeah, for sure. Please
like,
do so.
Super hard for me, because I knocked like one door, and I don't know how it is here, but in Norway it's not very welcoming when you're knocking doors. So I got like thrown off the stairs and stuff many times. But one guy came, and he was old. He was super angry, and I just really wanted to like give the best version of myself. And it turns out he became 80 years old that day, but he had nobody there.
Wow.
So I went and bought him a cake, and we celebrated his 80th birthday together.
Thank you for down his behavior. I know he was very thankful for that.
Yeah, like
for sure.
Experiences like that. Yes, it takes like an hour of my work day or something, but I know that that's like his whole year, basically.
It marked you for life. Like, now you're gonna have grandchildren and tell them that story. For sure.
Yeah, but it's so many stories. Like, you can really get a lot of that kind of stories from knocking doors.
Yeah,
because it's like 100%. You say, like all different stories.
I live that on a daily basis. And this is beautiful. The thing. Because everybody I don't want to encourage everybody to fully knock doors. I mean, if you can, please go ahead and do it. But just by conversating with people, you could have those. Exactly. You could have those experiences. Just as easy as ask somebody, "Hey, how's your day going?" And they're gonna be like, "It's good." And you literally tell them, "Is it really good? Like, is it good or great? Why is just good and not great?" You get it all the time, because if I ask you, "Hey, how's your day going?" You
it's good.
You told me when I was like, "How's your day going?" You were like, good. And I was like, "What do you why is it good and not great?"
But I think like we also have that from Norway, or I at least do it. Like, if you ask me, I'm like, depends like which part of the day that was good, that was great, that was not so cool. And I want to be honest. And that's what I also really appreciate with you. Like, you're very honest and you're deep.
At all times.
Yeah. You connect on a deeper level, and it's not superficial, which I really understood is a lot of things here are very superficial.
Wow. We can talk about that.
We can save that for next time. But how do you feel about that? Actually, I want you to answer one question about that.
Yes.
Because how do you feel if you're meeting a superficial person, or if you're in a meeting where okay, this might be fake because you're giving your.
I am a big believer that you are the owner of your life, right? So for me, I am true to myself, and I am very honest, brutally honest, because if I show a fake version of myself with you, you're gonna like somebody that I am not. So why would I put a mask, and why would I act like somebody that I'm not if truly, let's assume that you like me, being positive, and you absolutely like me and love me, this fake mask that I just put on. Well, realistically, you're not liking me. You're liking somebody that I created to actually.
Your avatar.
Yeah. So there is something very important that guys don't understand, and at least from my perspective, I've become so good at dealing with people that I notice people's energy. I know that you guys do the same thing. You can feel somebody's energy. So when you're being fake, that person is gonna realize that you're being fake because of your energy. So for me, like I said again, I'm the owner of my life. I don't want to deal with people that are fake. I don't want to surround myself with people that are fake. I don't want to surround myself with people that don't help me improve, help me get better, help me enjoy my life. So if you're fake and I'm having a business meeting or a meeting with you, you're gonna have to excuse me, but I'm standing up and leaving. Just because I have great.
You actually do that?
Yes, I have great people like you guys that I can be spending my time with. Exactly. I don't have to be with somebody that is fake. And I will literally tell them, hey, everybody has work to do.
Yeah.
Everybody has work to do. There's no judgments at all. Everybody has work to do. That. Just make sure that you focus on yourself more, learn, improve yourself, and we'll talk eventually in the future.
Yeah.
That's it. No hard feelings at all. It's just all love. But understand that you gotta be yourself. That's the beauty about being you. Like, it's the beauty about being you is that there's only one you. There's only one you in this planet. God created billions of us, but there's only one you. You gotta stay being you.
Yeah.
People are gonna love that.
Wow.
So that's what's on my mind.
That's what. Wow. Jeez. Okay. I got one last question for you.
Yes.
Because I think you basically, you sum up everything. I could listen to you for hours.
Is it gonna be done already?
But I want to know how do you want to be remembered after you're gone?
Wow, that's a great question. How do I want to be remembered? So I feel like my goal as a person, it's leaving the world better than how I found it. You know, a lot of people go through hard times, and if you really truly think about it, what doesn't mean a lot for you, for you, let's give just an example. Let's assume that you're driving in the highway, and somebody his car broke down, or he ran out of gas. Let's say that he ran out of gas. And you're not doing anything. You're just chilling. You're just going home after a long day. You're just gonna go cook yourself some meal and just go to sleep. But you see that person in the middle of the road, and you actually decide to stop. Just be like, let me be a nice guy and stop, and be like, hey man, you good? Yeah man, I just ran out of gas. You want me to help you out and take you to get some gas? Oh, that would mean the world for me. Please do so. All right, cool. Let me take you. You take him, give him some gas, go back, and just help him out. For you, helping that person didn't mean shit. For you helping that person, it took 30 minutes, maybe an hour of your time. Okay, you had nothing better to do. But for that person, that meant the world. Because otherwise, he would have to stay there the whole freaking day waiting for somebody to be a nice person. Or maybe not even. Maybe he had to pay a truck that would just take him to his house, and he didn't have the money. So always help. I want to be remembered as the person that even that when I couldn't, I try to help everybody, because realistically, helping people, it's the best way to inspire people. Because if you think as okay, that last helped me when nobody else did, I want to make sure that I help X person like I was helped. So I can have the same impact in that person's life that Laz had in me. I've had people that have had an amazing impact in my life. I've had people that have changed my life for positive and for negative as well. I'm always positive, but it was positive through negative.
Exactly.
But I'm thankful for that. But I had people that have impacted my life so much that's the reason why I want to impact others. So to answer your question, I want to be remembered as the best version of myself and a person that was honest, a person that always helped, and a person that was very loving of his people, and a person that I want to be remembered as I am, because I feel like I'm already that person. But I have a lot of things to do and growth and improve. And I'm thankful I want to say this before the podcast is done. I'm thankful with you guys because you guys are the kind of people that make this world better. You guys are the kind of people that inspire young kids like me, and you guys are the kind of people that give somebody like me that have a lot of things to say a way to inspire others. So you guys are doing an amazing thing by allowing me to come here and just speak my mind, not just because I want to say it, because I do want to say it, but overall it's for the people overall it's for the people that are watching, because it's something that it's helping out a lot of people. So you know, you guys doing this means the world to me, not just because having me in the platform, but overall
But it's not just you.
it's not about me, it's about the people that watch you guys. So I want to say thank you, and I'm very thankful for you guys doing this. This is absolutely amazing. This is absolutely amazing. I'm very, very thankful for you guys.
We are thankful for you. I think like what you're actually saying here and the way you're saying it and your heart, basically, I think we, at least, if nobody else would ever see this, like we are learning a lot more from just this conversation with you than on however many personal development events or whatever. Like we have attended a lot, like with
thank you,
a lot of different coaches and everything, but you're really, really up there.
Thank you. It's mutual. I learn a lot from you guys as well. We have had amazing conversations, and like I said, because there's something I want to touch on that I wanted to say before I got here. I wanted to make sure that people realize this. So when you're improving in your life, you guys have each other, which is absolutely beautiful, and you guys gotta thank God for that. I know you guys do. But when you're improving yourself to the level to the person that you want to become, like myself, you start to realize that you start feeling a little bit alone, because not everybody it's on the same mindset that you are. So I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Before the day that we met each other, that day I was talking to myself, and I was like, I'm feeling pretty alone, you know, and I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. I love it. I have no problems with that, but I am though. That day I met you guys.
It's like alone with your mindset.
Yes, 100%. And when I met you guys, I was like, there's people that think the same way I do. There's people that are as incredible as I am. You know, there's people that have this. So it's very important for people that are improving their lives, and you're always going to attract what you are. So just become the best version of yourself, and you're going to attract awesome people that are doing the same things.
Exactly. And don't settle. I think that's also very important.
That's very big. That's really big. Do not ever settle, because you have in your life what you tolerate. So if you go through a hard situation with a relationship, for example, the reason why you're going through that situation is because you tolerate that. If you don't tolerate that bad relationship, for example, you're not gonna go through it, because you're not tolerating shit. So make sure that you raise your standards. Do not settle, like you just said, and do not tolerate anything that isn't meant to be for you and that is less worthy than what you are and what you are capable of giving and what you're capable of being, because it's very, very, very extremely important that we understand and learn that we are more than what we really think we are. Like the people watching me, like, you're more than what you think you are. like I know that. I don't know you, but I know that. I know that you are more than what you think you are because, and I want to, guys, think about this. What are the odds of you being born? Like of your mom and your dad having that, procreating, and actually you being born. What are the odds of that happening?
1 to 9 billion something.
I don't know. It's a huge number, but the thing is that we are here.
That's crazy.
So the odds got in our favors, and it happened, and we are now freaking here.
What's your next step? If you want to, like, you're better, you can be better than who you are today. What's your next step to actually improve yourself?
So I try every single day to get 1% better. I have a lot of
1% is for tomorrow though.
1% is for tomorrow. Well, I'm actually trying to wake up a lot earlier than what I am waking up one day like every day. There's a lot of things I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to better my diet a lot. That's why we were talking about this before the podcast, but make sure nutrition is really important. Like think people I'm about to drop a bomb, but people sacrifice their health to get money, and then they give their money away to get their health back. Just because there's people that, you know, for example, if they're working and they don't have time, they just go get fast food, and they don't know that your body, your mind, and that's how you process. Your body, especially your diet, your stomach is like your second brain. Your gut is like your second brain. That's why they say trust your gut, because it's your second brain. Your gut, it's heavily impacted by the things you eat.
It is.
So one thing that I'm trying to do, what's my next step? I'm trying to get extremely great on my diet, because I'm going to operate 100% better if I start eating way better than I'm currently eating. And I'm eating pretty good, but I gotta get better at that. So that's my next step.
1%.
Yeah, in this case, I'm trying to do more than one, but you know.
But 1% is a day though, that's gonna be a lot in some weeks.
You either grow or you die, right?
Yeah, I'm always saying that. Like if the day you stop evolving, that's the day you start dying. Basically. And
isn't it beautiful to think that like 1 year ago you were a whole different version of yourself? Like even when you got here to Orlando, because you guys are relatively new in Florida, you guys were different people. You guys have learned so much, right?
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. Like you need to learn and improve every single day.
Yeah.
Really, like you need to evolve on the outside, the inside, mentally, physically, spiritually, like in every single way.
Yes, 100%. You cannot be a slave to the person you were. Don't be a slave to the program that you had. When you know those things that when, like, for example, you're a kid and you're growing up and somebody like you get programmed by your family, your culture, where we're from. You know, you get programmed. You're not gonna be a millionaire. You're not gonna be successful. You cannot have a Lambo. Like, nah, that's BS. You cannot do that.
You know, sometimes the family can be the bad influence.
Yeah, and this is a crazy thing because they don't meant to be. You know, they don't want to be the bad influence or the bad thing, but it's because they have limited belief. They don't really believe. I'm assuming whenever you were going out, leaving your country at that age, early age, they were probably like, oh, what are you doing? You're crazy. Like, what? Like, you know, like, how are you going to do that? Because people have limited belief, and you cannot let your family, they love you. Don't get me wrong. I know they love you. They absolutely love you.
They want to protect you, basically, with their beliefs.
Yeah. But realistically, and this is something I tell my dad all the time. He's probably watching me. But he tries to overprotect me. I don't want to be protected. I want to make sure that I suffer as much as possible, because after I'm done suffering, a greatest version of myself is gonna come out that struggle.
You grow through pain.
100%. It's the only way we grow, through suffering.
Yeah, but I think so. Really, it sounds depressing, but it's true. Like if you think about all the situations in your life that actually made you improve, it's mostly through suffering. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I wanna ask another question. I wanna ask one question. I wanna ask a question, because I think this is just, I'm sorry guys, but I gotta ask this question. It's absolutely, I really appreciate I told you this the day we met. I admire a lot, and this is something I really would love to. I need to get better at this, and I'm trying as much as I can to get better at this. How are you guys so unattached to a place, a job, a business? How do you do it?
Well, I think that's the whole thing about entrepreneurship. Like, if you're an entrepreneur, you don't like. For 9 years, I've never been waiting for a paycheck. Like, I hear that excuse so many times. Like, I don't have money because I need to wait for my paycheck. And it's like in 15 days. And for me, I'm like, if I don't have money, I need to go out today and find a way to get money. Like, that's the way it is. And if I'm doing one kind of job, then it doesn't necessarily mean that I can't do other things. Yeah. So it's always just have that in mind. In the same way that you can't stop learning after school, basically. That's not the way, like, that's not the only place you're supposed to learn. School is basically learning you how to learn, and then you have to keep on learning the rest of your life.
100%.
And the same with, like, people usually ask, like, oh, but what do you become from that education? Because everybody wants you, like, based in a position, because people want you in that box, right? But I don't want to box myself. Like, I don't like labels. I don't want to be put in any box like that. And that, I think, all the way, like, since I was 17, 16, I was always like, I didn't feel home. I feel home everywhere and nowhere. Wow. Basically. So my home is in myself.
I feel home nowhere and everywhere. I love that.
And but actually, and I just love to experience that.
So what would you tell somebody that is attached? Like, what would you tell somebody that has fear of getting out of the hometown, or have fear of just getting out of where they think they have an stable life? Last question, I promise.
I told you guys that it's hard to keep this.
I really want to know. I really want to know. And I think it's something that everybody will know.
Yeah, but definitely. I think because actually our first podcast in Norwegian was about this. That's exactly the
thing. You should have flinged me out. I should have been there.
Exactly. No, but I think the thing, like, first of all, I don't want to like make anybody do, like, quit what they love to do or whatever. But if you don't love what you do, then I want to encourage you to do something else. Because it's like, work is basically the place where we spend the most of our time living. Like, our whole life, work is probably like where you will spend the most time.
It's a lifestyle.
Exactly. And
for sure.
Most people are, like, rushing through education. You get that degree to become that job that you're labeled under. And then you do that until you retire. And when you retire and you eat food like this, you probably don't have many years left. So then you will be, like, free, and you basically have your vacation home and retire. But you're just laying there. But I want to do, because I know, like, if I'm working 8 hours a day, I want to love every single one of those hours. And I rather work, like, now I'm probably working like 14 hours a day, but I'm doing stuff that I love to do.
So it doesn't feel like work?
No, because I know that everything I do, even if I'm not getting paid, I know I'm doing something for my future. And every single minute, every day counts. Because I'm not, like, wasting this day at work, and then I need to do the same thing tomorrow. I'm investing this whole day to my work so I can deliver even better tomorrow.
You guys are doing great.
Yeah. Thank you.
I gotta say that. Just make sure that you're living and not just existing.
Exactly.
For sure. I love that.
I've been reading that quote, like, so many places.
Yeah. I think it's very important. So, and I completely agree with you on what you said, because at the end of the day, people operate on fear. Everybody does. Like, everybody has a fear of something. Most people have fear of dying. But at the end of the day, that's the only thing is sure in life. You're gonna die. Since the moment you're born, you're going to freaking die.
Yeah, and you are already on your way to.
Yeah, you're getting closer. You're not
Closer
getting any
every single
farther. You're not getting any farther.
Exactly.
So you're going to die. Just don't live for fear. And that's something that I have learned, and I tell myself a lot. I don't live in fear. I have no fear of anything.
Exactly.
I'm not afraid. I don't give a shit.
I think one of the answers to the unattached thing also, because of exactly that fear mentality.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that we talked about last time also was that most people don't dare to do anything, like dare to jump, dare to do whatever. Like we had a 5-minute conversation in August that led us to drop our whole apartment, get rid of all our stuff, and move to the States by November. And like getting rid of apartment takes 3 months in Norway.
Most people wouldn't have thought they could have done it. Most people would literally have limited belief. Most people would be like, shit, I got my dog, or I got this, or I got so many things that attach me here. You're putting excuses.
Exactly.
I don't give a shit.
And then also one of the things that a lot of people say is that, but I don't dare to do it because I don't know how life will look like if I'm there. But that's like, I think that for me is the unattachment thing, because I don't want to know how life looks like.
I love that.
Then you're basically living your whole life in the past. If you know everything.
Can you tell the story? Can you tell the story? I remember the story you told me.
Oh, like how we got here?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, because I was in Norway and I was loving every single thing that I did there. Like my life, my friends, everything. I was on my way from my favorite party in Norway and we're just smiling, laughing, dancing in the streets. And then I suddenly realized, like a shock almost, that my biggest fear is that I'm still doing this thing 5 years from now.
Wow.
And that's in a complete state of joy, loving it, but to know that this will be the whole thing for 5 years.
That's absolutely insane.
Yeah, that scares me like crazy.
Wow. So that's crazy because you were operating totally. Do you regret the decision?
No, not at all. Even if and I have to be honest about that. Like until now, we have not had like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of disappointment. But we are still like growing and evolving, and we need that hustle mentality.
Yeah.
That's not easily made if you're really inside your comfort zone.
Yeah, and I want to say this because I am a guy that works pretty hard, and I am that guy. Like I am a guy that put always the work and is always working on their mindset. You guys are doing an amazing job. I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of what you guys are doing. I get here and I see all the back scene that you guys are not seeing, and it's absolutely awesome. Like you guys are acting, doing, conquering, doing all the things that you guys are doing everything that somebody that is gonna succeed is doing or should be doing.
Yeah.
So I recognize your guys' hard work, and I want to say I'm very proud of you guys for everything that you guys are doing. You guys are absolutely killing it.
Gee, you too. I'm looking forward to see a lot more of you.
Yeah.
Because I think you're not like, this is one like mini thing of what you're going to do. I know that you.
Yes. I agree, but I want to say this though. I don't have a lot of time because I work a lot and I'm always working. But anytime you guys have anything planned, please let me know. I would love to. I'd love to join. And I want to be doing this podcast again, but asking the questions. I
know you will be.
I want to be asking the questions for sure.
You will see him in his right space.
Every space, my right space, though. Exactly. I gotta correct her on that one.
100%. No, but you will definitely be showing off your questions, and I think that's also like why we really recognized you in the first place. Yeah. Because the questions is like the curiosity is key to everything.
Yeah. 100%. It's very important to ask the right questions in everything you do in life. And don't be if you can ask the right questions, don't live in fear. Everything we've talked, always since the positive perspective on things.
Yeah.
Believe in yourself, love yourself and others, always help out, and essentially always staying true to yourself, being you, staying true to others, always loving extremely hard, and be absolutely grateful. You're always gonna be successful and happy.
Yes.
That's
Wow.
it.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you, guys.
A lot for coming, Les.
Thank you guys for inviting me. I love doing this.
Woo!
Bravo, Lázaro.
It's actually having like that.
No lo voy a usar, no.
Nice.
Bro, great thing. That's pretty great.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I can really see it like, yeah.